Alrighty, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I'm going to go ahead and give you the demonstration of the daily assignment. I still want you to turn it in, even though I'm going to go ahead and go through it with you. Okay, something that we can do together. So you're going to open up this spreadsheet, and when you do, this is what it's going to look like. Now, make sure that you go to your page break. Make sure that you bring any dotted line over to the end so that everything looks good on all of your worksheets, okay? So here we go, and of course, you need to make sure that you save it, okay? So the first thing that it says on page 95 and 96 is that we show that it's in May, and that the first thing that Jenna Lucas did was invested $8,000 in the business. Okay, $8,000 in the business, which means that you're going to have two accounts. And which account are you going to have? You're going to have cash, and you're going to have the capital. So this is what you're going to do. So on that first day, which is then May, you're going to put in May, and you're going to put in the fact that it's May 1st. Cash is debited for how much? 8,000. Oops. 8, 1, 2, 3. That'll be 0, 0. Then you're going to debit it, of course, and then you're going to then credit what? Jenna, the J, if you want to put it in, Lucas, capital, right? That goes into your credit side, $8,000. For your explanation is owner investment. First one. Then you have your equipment. Okay, so on May the 4th, it says that, oops, I forgot that we need to skip one. It says on May 4th, she bought equipment from Overart Company for $1,300 on account. Sorry, here. So, equipment then is debited for $1,300. $1,300, not $13,000. And then, of course, accounts payable or her liability is credited or increased for $1,300. And here, your statement, here we need to go ahead and put in, put in a couple of spaces. Here, a couple of spaces as well. Your explanation is purchase. On account. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to see the next one where she says that she billed sister company for services rendered for $2,000. And this was on the 15th. So on the 15th, services rendered. So you can say where it's going to be now accounts receivable, because she is now making money. You're going to debit it, and she got how much? $2,000. And then for the other account, of course, is going to be fees earned. You're going to credit that for $2,000. The explanation is, again, for services performed. Now, the reason it says on account is to show that she hasn't been paid yet, that it's going into accounts receivable. The next one is cash. She received $7,000 for services rendered. So again, that's going to be on the date of the 18th. So what do we show? Again, cash. She got the money. $7,000 debited And the other one again that is impacted is her fees. So you would say fees earned again, not fee, $7,000. And it was for, again, services rendered or performed for cash, noting that she got money for it. The next one is then the salaries expense, okay? So we're going to show the salaries expense for the date of the 24th, okay? So we're going to put in paid salaries. So you're going to see the salaries expense, which is debited. And for how much? It's for $1,000. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of cash because she paid. So her cash account is credited for $1,000. And don't worry about that double line. And here we're going to put in for salaries paid. Now for the next one, we can always reformat it later. But for the last one, then it says that she withdrew money. She withdrew $200 for personal use. So here we go. We're going to put in on the 28th. We're going to show that she is taking money out of cash. So we're going to debit then, of course, the J. Lucas withdrawals. Again, remember, the reason why is because she went ahead and she's taking it now for personal use for $200. And we're decreasing cash for $200. And then here, for the explanation, owner withdrawal. Sometimes it'll tell you why, sometimes it won't tell you why. But that's what we're doing right now, okay? So this is the journal. Now we're going to take this and we're going to put this into the ledger. And let me show you what that means. So this is what the ledger looks like. Okay, she has cash, accounts receivable, equipment, accounts payable, Lucas Capital, and her withdrawals that she's done. So what you're going to do is you're going to take every little thing that she did. So the first one is to the cash account. What did she do? On the 1st of May, this is what you're going to post, is May. And you're going to put in the explanation of owner investment, if you want to. And the post reference, of course, is going to be general journal. Number 1, because it's the first page. So you're going to debit it for how much? $8,000. So you're going to put in here $8,000. And then you're going to have your balance of $8,000. So see what we're doing here? We're taking every transaction that happened for cash, for anything that we've done. This is what we're going to be doing. We're going to put everything else in. So for the next one, she had equipment. So here we go. Equipment right here. You're going to put in May. And it's going to be on May the what? May the 4th. Okay. Explanation is purchased equipment. The reference, of course, is still going to be your general journal, page 1. And you're going to debit this for how much? $1,300. $1,300. right there. Okay. Let me back up a bit. I forgot to put in the owner investment for her capital. So I would still, because everything is two accounts, I would have had an error here. So I still have to put in May, right? And then I would have to put in the first. And here it's owner investment. And remember, since I debited it up here, I'm going to credit it here. So it's for how much? $8,000. And my balance then is $8,000. So for the purchase of equipment, I'm going to show that I purchased it for $1,300. And remember, I did not pay cash for it. What did I do? I put it in accounts payable. So here, I would go ahead and show May 4th, purchased equipment, and again, general journal 1. And how much was it? I did the equipment. It was for $1,300. So I'm going to show the credit of $1,300 and then the balance of $1,300. Now again, remember, equipment, debit first, and then the credit for the accounts receivable. Okay? That's what we're doing. All right? Okay. So as we said, as we're doing the general journal, now remember on this post, the post record, if you wanted to, you could put in the actual account numbers, 1, 2, 3, for the cash, then the capital is 31. You could do that if you wanted to. You could go ahead and put it in. Now remember, each one of these things that we did, we posted it to the general journal. Now we need to post it to the general ledger. So for example, for the cash that we did, we go ahead and we put it into the owner investment of $8,000, then the debit of the $8,000. Then we put it in again to the owners with the owner's capital right here. Credit, balance credit, okay? Then the next thing that we did is we purchased equipment. So we debited equipment for $1,300. And this one was on account. So what we did is we put it into the accounts payable, purchased equipment, credit, and credit, okay? Then what we did is we went ahead and we worked with the accounts receivable because we received fees for $2,000. So here we go. Accounts receivable, $2,000 right here. And then we have to put it on our fees earned. Fees earned is in General Ledger 2, where you go ahead and you show your $2,000 and you put it in at $2,000. Then we go back. And remember, I'm taking this all from the General Journal. Then after that, we went ahead and we got fees earned again, but this time it was cash. So fees earned for $7,000. Then we go in and we put it in for fees earned, $7,000. Notice how the balance for fees earned now is $9,000 because we've got this running balance. We go back and notice how for fees earned on cash, 8 initial investment plus now the $7,000. Excuse me, it gives us a running balance of $15,000. There you go. So then the other thing that we did is we paid the salary expense. So here we go. General Ledger 2 has the salaries expense of $1,000. Put it into the balance. Then we go back to paid salaries from cash, credit it, and then we deduct the $1,000 from the $15,000 that we had, giving us a running balance of $1,400. Okay? Then the last thing that we did is the withdrawal, the personal withdrawal. Notice this is the account for the personal withdrawal. Debited of $200, balance of $200. Then the withdrawal that I put it here, 28 of $200, bringing our balance to the cash account of what? We now have $13,800. Okay, next, we're going to go ahead and put this on to our trial balance, making sure that everything looks good. Okay, so here we go. Alrighty, for the trial balance, I've already filled it out for you, but notice what I've done is taken out the information, like for example, the balances for the trial balance that we take it from the general ledger account. Notice $1,300. Same thing, accounts receivable, normal balance, debit, $2,000. Equipment, $1,300. Accounts payable, credit, $1,300. Capital, what we started out with, $8,000. The withdrawal, debit, $200. Fees earned, $9,000 in the credit section because that's a normal balance. Then the salaries total was $1,000. When I add all of this up, I come out with $18,300. When I do this, on this credit side, when I add everything, again, $18,300. Okay? The only thing that we haven't done here is transfer all of this information, these balances, to an income statement, owner's equity, and then balance sheet. But from these totals of the journal to the general ledger, from the balances to the general ledger, from the trial balance, then you can begin to do the other financial statements that we've done in Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Okay? So I hope this explains what we're doing. And again, please make sure that you listen to the video so that you understand what's going on, and that you post this daily assignment as well, meaning you save it and you submit it, okay? Based on the saving it the way you're supposed to, the MP4 is there for you, showing how you're supposed to do that, okay? Any other questions? Don't hesitate to contact me, and I'll see you on the flip side.